content this round for us. One of our last ones of 2018. I can't believe it. Thanks to those that could join us live, and thanks to our fellow GoDaddy team members for joining us as well. All right, Chelsea, I think you'll appreciate this. I added a hat to you as a reminder. As a reminder, I'm Shannon, I'm your host. We also have Chelsea on, and then Christina will be back in February 2019 for the February installment of the MoneyMaker. Again, for those of you that might be new to this program, we run these once a month, the first Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We hold these to help you guys amplify your success with information on the latest product features, processes, marketing, and changes to the platform. Again, myself and Chelsea, you'll see us active in the community and also within these monthly webinars. So it's great to have you guys join us. Here's kind of the agenda that we're going over today in today's webinar. I know that there were some suggestions on potentially getting transcripts as well, so that's a great feedback for next year. Today, as I mentioned, we have a jam-full agenda packed for us. We're going to actually kick it off starting with marketing support. We're going to look at the end-of-year promotions, Domain December. Excited to tell you guys all about Domain December. We have a special guest here. We have some end-of-the-year reminders. We're actually going to start with the product stuff first. So we'll round out the webinar with the marketing support. For products, we're going to go over the custom navigation demo. So we've all seen the emails come through on that and the notifications. We're also going to look at some great product announcements that Chelsea and team have brought to us. And then we'll round out this with the final Q&A of the year. So again, we have our guests here. Matthew from the GoDaddy Reseller team will be here to give us a custom navigation demo. Thanks so much for joining us. And then I'm very excited to announce that we have the .xyz team here as well with us today to talk to you guys about Domain December and all of the great things coming with that. So thank you so much, XYZ team, for joining us as well. So let's kick it off. Like I said, we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're going to actually start with the product stuff first and then round out with the marketing. So Matthew, if you're ready, I'm going to have you jump right into custom navigation. I know this is exciting and new, so I'm going to give it over to you.
Sure, thanks. There we go. Thanks, Shannon. Can everyone hear me and see the screen? Got,
yes, that's affirmative.
Dog domains here showing what we call our standard menu. This is everything in the menu by default for any new reseller with all of our products categorized. Some new functionality we've launched recently, and we're kind of rolling this out in phases. So I'm going to show you what's available in production right now, and then I'll switch over to our test environment to actually show you some upcoming features. So you can get to the navigation customization screen by going to Settings, Navigation in the RCC. And what you'll see here is sort of an outlined representation of the menu that you see here. So currently in production, you can toggle the visibility of categories with the little eye icon here. And once you hide something, if it's a category, it'll collapse and show you this little hidden indicator here. Or you can edit a specific category and hide individual links within the category. You can also customize the name and URL of the links or the category. There is a warning here, since the storefront is internationalized, if you override a name with your own custom name, we will use your custom name in all markets. So you basically lose the translation abilities if you override the name.
Can I ask a question, Matthew, on that one? So
Sure.
what you're saying here, just for clarification, and as a reminder to those that are on the webinar, please do utilize the Q&A box, and we'll be able to answer some of these questions live or at the end as well. But going back to that, so if I overwrite the name and I say I put in English, it's going to be in English for all markets. It doesn't matter what the other language comes through as. Is that correct?
Correct. So here I've provided a custom name for domain registration. I've provided this custom name that just says new. So if I switch over to my storefront, you'll see under domains, I've got new and transfer here that are my custom names. If I switch markets, let's switch to Mexico. Oops. What is happening? There we go. So the category name is now translated, but the links within there are my custom name, my custom English names still. Just to clarify that point.
Great, thanks.
Let me switch back. Oops, still got that in there.
And Matthew, you gonna talk about the those callouts hosting domains email like that normally appear on that
Right
on the side page?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. If you have made customizations, we've got these revert buttons. For individual links, it basically just clears out your customizations, and you can see those default values as placeholders in those inputs. At the top level, there's also this revert button here. If I click that, it's going to revert all of my customizations. Nothing's been saved yet because I haven't clicked publish. But if you'll see, these have now switched back to their default values. And I haven't published yet, so if I basically want to cancel those changes, I can just refresh the page and everything's back the way it was. To answer Chelsea's question, so the default callouts here are hosting, email, and domains. But in my menu, the email product, it's inside, I believe, the workspace folder.
Yep.
I've hidden the workspace folder, which means I've effectively hidden the email product. And since I've hidden the email product, the email call out no longer shows up on the homepage.
Can we pause here? There's a question on that one. So if you hide one product from the navigation menu, can you still sell it through the WordPress plugin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hiding items in the menu has no effect on whether that product can be sold.
Okay, so if they call in directly to support.
Chelsea, if you want to.
Yeah, I can speak to that a little bit more. So really what we're trying to make happen here is that you can customize your menu any way that you want. It's not going to affect anything on if it can actually be purchased. So something on the old storefront and the old ability of being able to opt out of certain products, it meant that if you did have a way for a customer to add that to the cart, let's say there's some sort of disconnect happening on your custom site or something, it means they would go through this experience of adding to their cart and then it would break in the cart. It would say like empty cart then. With this, what it's doing is it's just saying this is what you want your navigation to be. This is a pure UI kind of change. It doesn't necessarily mean that your customer cannot buy something if you want to have a custom page somewhere else, that you are fully able to do that.
Great, thanks for the answer.
So that's everything that's in production now. You can toggle visibility of entire categories. You can toggle visibility of links within categories, or you can change, you can override the name and URLs of the existing items. So now I'm actually going to switch to our test page, and these changes will be rolling out soon. And new functionality here is, if you scroll down to the bottom, you have the option to add new categories, add top-level category or a top-level link. So here's a new category. Oops. And I can add custom links to that category. Custom link, example.com. So now you see that new category listed here. You can also delete, you can delete custom items. You cannot delete the standard items, but you can hide them. So if I want to delete that new category I added, it'll confirm the deletion. Yes, I want to delete it. And then if I navigate into a category, oops, so even the existing categories, you can add new links to those if you want to. Another domains page. So you can add links to either the standard categories or to your own custom categories. So here I've added the services category with website design and copywriting. And then if you look at the storefront for this reseller, you'll see that new category in the menu.
Perfect. So to kind of add on to what Matthew's saying here is if you're going to be having your custom site, if you have any custom products that you're wanting to sell, this way you can have you know, a custom site, have some pages, use our standard storefront for some pages, but you can have the navigation be the exact same in your custom site or on our standard storefront as well. So, so that way your customers have a full end-to-end experience and you can, you know, make it whatever you would like.
Hey, Chelsea, there's a question in the chat. Could you add a blog to the menu?
Absolutely. So what you would do, Matthew, if you want to go back to that custom menu, you can add a link.
Oops.
You can call it blog and then put in whatever your URL is of your blog. And then that is added into the navigation and you're all set.
That's great.
So the item creation, that's not rolled out yet. That should be going out in the next few days. I mentioned it's kind of going in phases. First phase was what you see now in production, which is visibility and then name and URL customization of the existing items. This next kind of phase is item creation. And then after that, we'll be adding the ability to actually reorder items in the menu.
Yeah, and so that create a new category, you know, do add your very own section kind of thing. Again, that's, let's see, we're mid-sprint, sprint ends at the end of this week. So it should be rolling out at the end of this, like by the end of this week. So you're going to be seeing it here today, tomorrow, or Friday. So.
Awesome.
Oh, and just to highlight one caveat, you cannot hide or alter the home link. It is always first in the menu. Just to highlight that one caveat.
Oh, perfect. And then if you wanted to edit, yeah, and if you wanted to edit the home URL, that's under branding, right?
Right.
Perfect. So,
That's test.
and so there, we're going to be working on kind of consolidating things that were kind of older features with RCC and along with like these new items that we're rolling out. For right now, home is still where it has always been under branding, under settings. And then navigation is everything else in the nav.
And then two things that I wanted to point out is make sure you do publish, because the changes that Matthew has just completed on this page will not be active until he actually presses publish, and there may be a lag between caching them when that actually will show up on your site. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is that I know a lot of you have noticed where you use for your domain search, cart, things like that, we have a help. We have a limited navigation for those particular pages. We're hoping that we can open those up. We have limited navigation because it's used by both the standard storefront and people using WordPress plugin. We're hoping that we can start opening those menus up to be more full, since you could go in and customize your menu to use your plugin URLs instead of the standard storefront URLs. So keep that in mind, that in the future we'll be moving towards that.
Great. All right, should we head over to the product stuff? I'm going to go ahead and share again. All right, Chelsea, and I'm going to give it over to you.
There I am chatting away on mute. So it sounds good. Here in November, like Matthew just showed you, we had the custom nav, and already early December, we've delivered a few of those other nav items. And going into also as the bulk registration, bulk transfer page, what has happened, the old one that was on the old storefront, the header has been updated. So right now it's not on the new storefront nav yet. It's going to be coming along very soon, but basically that team has just finished their work of doing that putting that new header. So if you're on the old storefront and you still have that old storefront experience, it's just like the domain purchase path, that once you add it to the cart, it has that new header that just has a link back to home. So it doesn't have like the full navigation. So that way it's not a broken experience between new storefront and old storefront. It just has that updated header view and a link back to home. We'll be adding those pages into navigation. So it's going to be on the new storefront here very soon. But that's kind of a close follow. So those pages have been updated if you've already noticed, or if you want to take a look now. With branding and emails, I know I've been talking about it. Just a reminder again that they are continuing to work on the branding that's happening in those emails. When I'm saying branding, it means like there's a full design, that it's no longer that big blue block at the top. It'll have a thinner line of your primary color, buttons are in secondary color. A few design changes that way, but really trying to update the look of those old emails. And as they work through these many different emails that we have, they're just going to be continuously rolling out. So you're going to be seeing it more and more often. If you see any issues with any emails, it does go through a QA process that's quite thorough, but if there are any issues, please call support. Let them know, give them the example, get the copy of the email, and you can send it in to the support agent, and that they can send it up to me, and I can get teams organized and everything as needed. So just let me know. I know that there is someone had reported something on Google+, but if you want to send that into support, that's the best way to get it taken care of. So in December, we are still working on the end of life of the old storefront. As a reminder with this, the new storefront, it is very straightforward, simple, very clean design. We don't have a ton of marketing information on those pages. That was entirely by design. and it's to let you develop your own marketing materials, so then you're not competing with the 27,000 other resellers we have. So it was done intentionally.
And Chelsea, just to add into that, so what we're trying to also do to help you guys create your own materials is provide you the core foundations to structuring your marketing communication, and that way you can create custom stuff for your own. So throughout the year, you've already seen, and we'll touch base later on in this webinar, but you'll see even more support, and we're working on a digital asset manager as well. So just even more great stuff to help you customize your stuff.
Absolutely. And then finally that we have there is we're working on some reporting changes to allow you to see commissions in your preferred currency. And that'll be an estimate, but better than nothing is what we have now. So the last item that I'm going to bring up is around products. When we're taking a look at January and February, we have the online store option that's Go Central. I know people have talked about that, of wondering where that is. It is being tested out. Bugs are being worked out right now. I don't have official timing. That's why I have it blocking both of those months. I'll let you know as soon as I know when we have better timing on that last plan. Excuse me, I have like a bug in my throat here. And then VPS4, same thing. But that's looking at January, February too.
Great. So I think while you have this calendar up, let me just touch base on something real quick. With our international release this year, we are going to be really heavily, and you'll see in December and January, really heavily pushing marketing into two key areas as well. We're going to be looking to grow in Mexico and Canada. So you'll see a lot of stuff coming through for those two regions in December and January as well.
And Shannon, let me call out one correction, because we have the website builder promo from November 1st. It's January 31st, not January 3rd, correct?
Yep, that's correct. It should be 31st. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we're running the website builder promo again until the end of January. We wanted to give you a nice promo over the holiday season. We also will be touching about the end of year promo, and then again kicking off domain December. All right, Chelsea, anything else on the product side?
No, not now.
All right, so we're going to move now to the marketing support. And our main goal with these initiatives is to help you grow your customer base. And so let's look at what we have going on. You should have received an email from us for the applicable markets. I just need to put a caveat, because I know that this webinar is open to everybody. This end of year promotion is not applicable for all markets, that some of our other markets are running other types of promos. So be sure to see the full details in this link, and also within the Google Plus community. We are launching an end of year promotion, so the month of December, to help grow your sales. So this is applicable for new and renewal sales, which you don't see very often. All product sales qualify. Your reseller plan subscription fee does not. Basically what we're doing is we're looking at tiered levels and paying you out a bonus based on those tiered levels. So full details again are in the community. But also in the RCC, you should be able to find details about this. Again, we're asking you guys to participate in this. You have to acknowledge the SurveyMonkey in order to participate, but we want to make sure that you guys are getting large bonuses this time of year, so we want to make sure that you're hitting these numbers. So review it, sign up, and then give us any feedback that you have. All right, so we're going to move on to Domain December now. So dun dun dun, welcome to Domain December. Every week in December, we'll be announcing a new domain promotion bundle. And what that means is these promotions are never seen before discounts on some of our top domain extensions for 2019. So you guys have asked and asked and asked about specials on domains and domain extensions. So we're going to be rolling out some really exciting discounts coming throughout the month of December. Each week you'll have a new bundle announced, and pricing will be in the news and alerts section. And then you'll see these discount pricing starting in 2019. Okay, so to kick off our domain December 1st week number 1 bundles, you'll see right here that we have 5 different extensions that we're going to be running promotions on starting in 2019. Again, these are deep discounts. The actual pricing will be announced in your Reseller Control Center news and alerts on Friday, so be sure to check out those. But there again, I do want to stress that these are some really aggressive pricings for you guys for next year. Part of this, we also want to feature one of our top ones. So we have brought in .xyz again, and they can come and tell us about all of the great things they have going on, and they're going to actually announce some pricing for us too live. So did you want me to pass this over to you? Do you have something to share, or did you want me to just keep this up and you want to talk to it? XYZ Group. You'll have to unmute.
Hey, this is Mike from XYZ. We actually have a custom presentation, and I'd like to share my screen with everyone if possible.
Sounds great. So I've stopped, and again, we want to thank XYZ for coming, and we're excited to see what you have for us.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'd like to first, let's see, share my content here. Share my screen. Okay. All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep, we can see.
Okay. Let's see. Perfect. All right. So again, my name is Mike Ambrose. I'm the COO of XYZ. And I also have Leon Lim on the call as well from XYZ. He's our business development manager. And we're really excited to be on this call and tell everyone about .xyz and what we've done in the past year, and some exciting promotions and within GoDaddy. So just to start off, we wanted to give a brief overview about .xyz. Basically, .xyz is for every website, everywhere. So you end the alphabet with XYZ, and you should end domain names the same way. We actually connect generations X, Y, and Z through the .xyz domain extension. So again, it's for everyone, it's for all generations around the world. Right now, we have 2.3 million domain names under management. We're one of the top new domain endings, and GoDaddy customers really love our domain extension. And in fact, there's over 200 countries that actually have .xyz domains registered in them. And there's 25 million .xyz pages indexed in Google. And if anyone knows the Alexa ranking, basically Alexa is a product that ranks the top 1 million websites online. And there's over 2,300 .xyz websites in that Alexa 1 million. So represents about 2.3% of the Alexa 1 million sites. We also pride ourselves in keeping our namespace very safe and secure. And less than 1% of .xyz domains are actually actively used for abusive purposes, and our anti-abuse team actively monitors that, and we actually suspend .xyz domain names if they violate our policies, and we pride ourselves in keeping our namespace extremely clean. So what companies use .xyz? Both large and small companies use .xyz. Here I'll just highlight some of the big ones. I'm sure everyone's aware of Google, and if you're not aware, Google actually restructured about 2 years ago or 3 years ago into a parent company called Alphabet. And Alphabet actually uses a .xyz domain name for their main website. And the domain name's pretty clever. It's abc.xyz. And if you visit that URL, you'll see Alphabet's main website. They have kind of investor presentations and an overview of their company. We also have Starship.xyz, which was founded by the co-founders of Skype. And that's actually a really cool new technology. And it's an autonomous delivery robot that actually goes on sidewalks and delivers pizza or whatever you want. And that's actually a pretty cool site, Starship.xyz. Another .xyz website that you'll see is Exponentials.xyz, which was started by Deloitte. And you'll see a bunch of different articles submitted by different influencers in technology and healthcare and different related industries. So that's another cool site to check out. Lastly, I wanted to point out Engine.xyz, which was started by MIT. And they've raised over $200 million for that project there. And going into some other .xyz websites, we have Driver.xyz, which was featured in CNBC and Business Insider, and that's a cancer treatment technology. And going into Wonderland.xyz, that's a talent management company that manages Aaron Carter and other very talented artists. Then you have artists like Zand.xyz, who's an art director, and he works with brands like Adidas and Jaguar and Beats. And then Ocean.xyz is a design agency that Bill Gates actually featured in his blog. And they have some really cool design work there on Ocean.xyz.
And let me just let me pause you just real quick.
Yeah,
I think this is a great example of how you guys can take the segments that would be applicable for this, who you should position your marketing towards when we're looking at this specific domain extension. So we'll definitely be sharing this out, but you'll want to utilize some of these lookalikes in order to grow your base as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks for jumping in there. .xyz is really diverse and it's for everyone everywhere. So you'll see a wide array of companies here, from artists to design to technology. So it spans multiple industries. So moving on to our events and partnerships. We have a really big marketing team, and we have a lot of events that we attend, as well as educating entrepreneurs and different tech enthusiasts. You may have heard in the latest Apple release of the iPad, app was featured called UMake, and their website's actually umake.xyz. And both UMake and USC actually partnered up to give a workshop, and we're actually working with them as well. And we also have partnered with the Junior Achievement Entrepreneurship Program, which helps young entrepreneurs to build their ideas and business plans and get their website online. And so we're actually part of the JA curriculum. They actually show students that, you can use a .xyz domain name to start your website. It's really affordable, and you can get the name that you want. So it's great to be part of their curriculum. We attend a lot of events, and just in the past year, we've attended South by Southwest, I believe for the 4th time. We attend EDUCAUSE, we attend some security conferences, we attend, of course, NamesCon for the domain industry, NADA, as well as E3 and Tech Day LA, and a lot of other local events in the LA/Las Vegas areas. Also, we pride ourselves in coordinating with hackathons and in order to get different startups online. So for example, Coder Dojo is a company that we work with, as well as Product Forge, Generation Girl, which is a new company out of Indonesia that teaches young women how to code. And so we partner up with these companies in order to give .xyz domain names to some of the participants in those events. And if you haven't heard yet, .xyz domains are actually compatible with Ethereum now. If anyone's a fan of cryptocurrency, you can actually pair a .xyz domain name with a specific Ethereum wallet address, which is a long string of characters that's very hard to memorize. So you can take a domain name like 111.222.xyz and tell your friend, pay me 2 Ethereum to this .xyz domain. And if it's connected to your Ethereum wallet, it will actually be deposited into that Ethereum wallet. So we're doing a lot of things on the technology front, especially with cryptocurrency and just applying .xyz in new innovative ways. So,
and I think if you've ever seen XYZ at any event, you guys do have some aura usually around you guys. People want to see what you're doing. You guys have the latest technology, it seems like, and the loudest and brightest. And so I think, you align well with the GoDaddy as well. So you guys are pretty impressive at events. So
great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that feedback. So, how to market .xyz? So basically, what is .xyz? .xyz is a domain for the next generation of internet users. It's really kind of the next new domain ending, and it's for everyone everywhere. And our goal is to promote innovation and choice within the internet namespace. And who uses .xyz? Startups, small businesses, innovators, corporations, as I highlighted on previous slides. And what can resellers do? Well, they can get our landing page content, different use cases, logos, flyers. Everything can be found on www.gen.xyz. And I will highlight those links later on in the presentation as well. So where do we recommend that .xyz be placed? Of course, on the homepage, since it's for everyone everywhere. Homepage banner is great. Also in the search results, we would like to be placed typically in the position 1 to 3, and that's where we see the best results for our resellers. We've actually measured these results, and we've seen that sales can increase by up to 90% when .xyz is placed in positions 1 to 3. Also, in social media, we have different materials where you can promote .xyz and kind of connect your brand to .xyz and show your customers how they can buy a .xyz domain name. Also highlight in your newsletter perhaps, or a blog post, or you could even create a custom landing page or for .xyz domains, which we have examples of as well. And moving on to price. Are your customers price sensitive? Majority of them probably are. We see a sweet spot between the $1 to $2 range for first year registrations. And then in year 2, of course, there's a markup, typically 30 to 50% over cost of goods. And GoDaddy will actually be announcing some new pricing, which is pretty exciting. And we'll wait to hear from them later on. So, promoting .xyz, obviously a clear call to action, limited time only, get the .xyz domain you want now. Also bundling .xyz with other products. We've seen a lot of success there with bundling it with a hosting plan or with email or with other services. And how do we support our resellers? Well, we have a very large social media following with over 200,000 followers, and that's across Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. And we actively participate in social media with responses and likes and retweets and and things like that. If you have a customer that has a really cool .xyz website, we'd love to highlight it on our social media channels and also highlight the reseller as well. It would be great to partner up that way. You can always reach us at partners@gen.xyz, and we'll be able to respond to your request that way.
And as a reminder,
Gen.xyz.
just like real quick, as a reminder to the resellers, we will be putting these into the new marketing pod. So where you can find additional marketing support, we'll be putting these links and some of these files within there so that you have easy access out of your reseller control center as well.
Great. So I wanted to highlight that Gen.xyz is an Alexa top 70,000 website. So it's actually has a lot of traffic to it. We rank really well organically in Google. And we also provide backlinks to our resellers. So if you want to, join in on our reseller webpage, please reach out to us, partners@gen.xyz. We also actively monitor any .xyz websites that are active, and we rate them internally, and we actually feature them on gen.xyz/live. So you can see a whole host of .xyz websites that are live around the world in different categories on gen.xyz/live. Also, we have a thing called Website Wednesday, where we feature one website every Wednesday on a .xyz domain name. And so resellers, if you spot any cool .xyz websites, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll definitely consider it for our Website Wednesday feature. Also, we do co-sponsor various events, and we work with many resellers on, South by Southwest or different events around LA or internationally as well. And we have a great marketing team. I coordinate with them on a daily basis, and they're absolutely amazing. And we have a lot of resources for you to use. You can see those on the right. All of these resources can be found on gen.xyz. And again, feel free to reach out to us, partners@gen.xyz. You can connect with us on social media. We're very responsive there, @XYZ, everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So thank you again, Shannon and Chelsea. It was amazing to have us on board, and hope you liked our presentation.
Absolutely. And I do encourage resellers to reach out to the XYZ team to help support and grow. They are there. They are more than willing to help partner with you guys, and they're here to help you grow your business. You are not the typical GoDaddy customer. You guys are an extension of our team. So feel free to use all of these resources. And there again, I'll link them out through your reseller control center so you have them nicely indexed in one location. So thanks again so much, XYZ team, for joining us. I'm going to go back to taking the screen.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so as a reminder, Domain December, we're going to be launching new bundles every week. This week, you'll see here's the bundle that we've launched, and we're featuring .xyz. I have heard, now you'll see it come on Friday, but I have heard that the minimum reseller price for this .xyz for next year, and I know it's been asked for quite some time, is going down to 99 cents. So that's great. We're super excited to be able to offer you XYZ at such a low rate. So be sure to check your news and alerts on Friday. We'll have the full pricing. We'll have your buy rates, your minimums, and I think you guys are going to be really excited for all of the domain promotions we're going to be offering you in 2019. All right, so there again, you guys have heard us talk about marketing support and where to find it. As a reminder, on your Reseller Control Center dashboard, you will see a marketing product support pod. This is where you'll find new product information and features, go to market support. By the end of the year, we'll have the top 5 products in there, and then we'll also be having the domain stuff. We are also adding the new Sales Success School webinar. Those of you that were not able to join us, those of you that were not able to join us for that webinar, we will be holding more success schools, but those will be linked out in this as well. And then do stay tuned for 2019 when we launch a formal digital asset manager for you guys so that you have easy access to all of this great stuff. All right, so some end of year reminders. I cannot believe it that this is the end of the year, that this is our last one. This is our 9th one that we've held this year of webinars for you resellers. We hope that you found some great value out of this. And those of you that have to watch it after recording, we hope that you enjoyed this series as well. As a reminder, a couple things. We want you to start ramping up your end of the year marketing, keeping your customers up to date, give them newsletters, cards, call your customers, introduce them to our new promotions coming up, and really stay in tune with your customers. Another thing, and I can't believe it, there's no crying during tax season. I love that. Getting ready for tax season, it's going to come fast and furious. Make sure that your correct information is ready for your taxes. Tax information will be sent to the addresses listed with your payee details. So please, please, please make sure those are correct. Chelsea, anything else you want to add on that?
No, that I know we're having big plans on what we want to do for webinars next year. We really want to dig into kind of how things work, even around commissions and everything, and also working on making sure that you guys have all the tools that you need to be successful marketing-wise. Even doing some training on how to do marketing and how to get in touch with your customers, find new customers, things like that. So I'm really excited with what these webinars are going to be in this next year. Otherwise, I think this year was a awesome start to having continuous conversations and contact between us here at GoDaddy and you, our partners.
Great. So with that, as a reminder, you can submit questions ahead of time. That's in the invite as well. But I think just as a reminder, as we move into next year, we're going to actually be pushing it back a week in January and holding the next one Wednesday, January 9th. We're still figuring out times for next year. There will be a whole new programming coming up. There again, the January one will be my last one, and then I'm going to actually be gone for a little bit. I'll be back later in 2019, but you know, Christina will be back. So the January 9th one will be my last one for a while, and Chelsea will still be here, Chelsea and team. So let's look to see if we have any additional questions, and then we're pretty much at time. So let me see. There's been a question, have we published any other marketing materials other than the new website? As I mentioned before, we are going to be launching all of the top 5 products as well as the domain stuff by the end of the year. So make sure you check back there. And Chelsea and Kurt, feel free to answer this one live. When will my account section of our customers be converted to custom color palettes from the default blue?
I can double check with that team. They were supposed to have been working on that, but that team is pretty backed up. It's the same team that actually owns the domain purchase path. So I'll follow up with the team, see when those My Account pages are going to be converted. But it is being pushed on at a company level to move over to this new, it's a new UX kind of platform. So so they are being pushed to do it. It's not just coming from us, and I'll give you an update next webinar.
Great. Somebody had asked how to access past webinars. Again, we do have a Reseller Team YouTube channel that has all of our videos. Feel free to subscribe to them. All of the latest demos, the WordPress plugin updates, product stuff, the MoneyMakers are all found there. I put the link in the Q&A under the question. It's also found in the community as well, and we'll put that into the marketing support. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Chelsea.
I was going to say there's a question about how to enable the new global storefront. When you log into the RCC, if you're on the dashboard, there at the top of the page, there's a call out saying,
Chelsea,
hey, there's a new storefront. Oh, yep.
Let me pause you on that because
Okay.
we actually had to remove that as we're doing the migration. So call into care.
Okay.
Currently, just until until we get everybody migrated.
Okay.
Great. So it seems that in order to enable the global storefront prior to the migration, you'll need to call in to the call center. Okay. There was a question about the XYZ slides. Those will be shared out as well so that you guys have those marketing materials and those links that will be available for you. One last question on domains was, with the .com promotions, we are looking at some .com promotions for next year, so stay tuned. Those are a little different breed, but we definitely will have some of those as well, so stay tuned. All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. We are at time. Again, please join us again Wednesday, January 9th. Timing will be sent out on that one. You guys will be getting an email or a newsletter. The end of the year 2019 newsletter will have all the additional information on it. Take advantage of the current promotions and sales contests and bonuses that we have going on. And please do also feel free to share all of this wonderful feedback with us. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.